welcome to the first episode of our new podcast, Let's Kvetch.
Let's Kvetch.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's Let's Kvetch, where mindful speech and wisdom always stretch. Rabbi Raphael, Howard on the mic, dropping Torah gems, everyday insight.
I'm Raphael Leban.
And I'm Howard Wedgle.
And we're your hosts of Let's Kvetch. We're your Kvetchers. Is that how we say that?
Well, I don't think we're the only Kvetchers. I mean,
we're your Kvetchers.
Do they nominate us? How do you know that?
They follow us. You should follow, like, and share the podcast to make us your Kvetchers.
Okay. I mean, it's like a vote. I mean, can you vote? Can you guys write in, and then we'll give you an email address, and then you can say, I want to kvetch about something, and we'll tear it apart. But you can also say, who's the best host or something to that effect as well. I'm just saying.
We're trying to, I think what Howard means is he's trying to invite you, the listener, to send in your kvetch or call in with a kvetch. We'll have guest kvetchers. We're going to talk about what kvetching means. Should we assume that they know what it means?
Well, I think that's that's important to talk about is, the derivation of the word kvetch, which everybody knows is a Yiddish word. Is it slang or, it's a real, kvetch is a real word. No,
it's a real word.
We've done a lot of
It's a time-honored real Jewish concept.
Research in this.
It's about complaining. It's not complaining. Maybe it's just
what bothers you?
Airing, getting it off your chest.
Okay.
There's an idea in the world today, I think modern science would back me up on this, that kvetching is healthy. It's good for you. It relieves tensions and anxieties. It can...
But it's how you voice it. Are we talking about to one other person? How close are you to that person? Is it your spouse? Is it your brother, sister, parent, sibling, kids?
Who are you kvetching about?
That's
the same list of...
It could be the same, one and the same, right.
Can you kvetch to someone about themselves? Okay, so...
I'm like, this is what bothers me about you. Can you do that? Is that legit?
We're going to have to call some expert kvetcher guidance on that question. But our goal is to really bring the world of kvetching to life on this podcast. Is that fair to say?
No. There's millions of podcasts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there's millions of things to kvetch about. And there's so much material.
This could be years in the making.
Yes.
Right.
It has been years. We've been talking about this for years, and here's our first episode.
Was it year? No,
we've been practicing kvetching for years.
No, that for sure.
For sure.
If you know me, I kvetches 24/7.
Which is why Howard is the perfect host for Let's Kvetch. Welcome to the first episode of Let's Kvetch.
Okay. All right.
So though, as an experienced kvetcher, can I say that about you?
About me.
Well, that's what you just said.
No, I'm older than you, so
that's true too.
So I have more years than just
in the business.
Just kvetching in general.
Right. Yeah. In fact, we should probably be honest. Neither of us have any professional credentials, which really would mean that we should be doing this podcast or that we should be kvetching in general.
Well, so what gives you the right to kvetch?
Rank amateur.
True.
I
Okay.
don't think it's a right. I think it's a privilege. I think it's...
is it part of... Yeah, but if it's a part of our DNA... That's
deep in the Jewish soul that we should be able to kvetch. That's part of being a Yid.
So maybe that's... Where does that come from?
Let's think about that.
So when the people were in the midbar, they complained, Moshe Rabbeinu, we got enough kvetchers, and he says,
Yeah. As it asks in the Talmud, kvetching min haTorah minayin. What is the ultimate source of Jewish kvetching?
Is there an answer? No. Okay.
I'm the rabbi, so.
Well, where is that from? You said
where is it?
Where is it?
Where is that? So doesn't everybody want to know? Let's talk about that. Well, so I don't know if this is the answer. Okay. I don't know, but this is one of the verses that seems to be an ancient kvetch of the Jewish people.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Not like, what's a famous Jewish wine? I want to go to Florida. No, but this is an ancient Jewish Kvetch. And the Kvetch is when the Jewish people are out, you were talking about the desert. So the Jewish people are,
the first time they came to, they wanted to go to Florida.
right. They got out of Egypt, they wanted to go straight to Florida. It didn't work out. And then things went bad in the desert.
And then they said, and that's what they said. They said, we want to go to Miami.
That wasn't my joke. That's the line. This is not a joke now. This is serious.
Serious stuff.
The real source of kvetching, the Jewish people turned to Moses and they said, there weren't enough graves in Egypt. You had to bring us out here to die in the desert.
All right.
That's an explicit line. I didn't make that up. I will make up many things on the podcast. That's not one of them.
That's the first Kvetch?
Don't you think?
No, it could be.
I mean, you could go back a little. Okay, wait a second. I think we could go back a little further. I got an earlier source.
Yeah.
Earlier source for kvetching.
All right.
Garden of Eden, no less.
Yeah.
Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve blow it.
Okay.
They had one thing to do. Don't eat. This is a big Jewish problem. Don't eat. You understand? It's a Jewish challenge.
Yep.
Not eating.
Not eating. Right.
They eat from the tree, and the Almighty comes to the Garden of Eden and says to them, Adam, did you eat from the tree I told you not to eat from? What does he say? What does he say?
He blamed...
exactly. He says, well, the woman you gave me the fruit and I ate it.
So that's legit. So that we can...
It's legitimate kvetch.
Yeah. And
kvetching is legitimate in general.
And who else can we blame but our... Okay, no,
one second.
I don't want... Yeah. Oh, so that...
Blaming and kvetching are not exactly the same thing.
Okay, true. Okay. All right.
But they're very closely related, maybe. And certainly Adam was kvetching in that moment. Do you think would that qualify as a kvetch?
Oh, well, yeah.
Let's ask we should ask the readers, the listeners. What do you call those people?
Okay.
So, you should tell us right into the podcast.
There you go.
And you could put it in the chat, and we probably won't see it, but put it in there and write in whether you think that constitutes the very first kvetch of humanity of the Jewish people, Adam in the Garden of Eden.
Where are they going to write into?
I don't know. That's a tech issue. I'll have to talk technical support. We'll have to help you with that.
All right. So maybe we'll have that in the show notes after the...
Who's going to do the show notes? Are you doing it?
No, this is your house. This is your place. You're the height.
All right, we'll get some people. We'll have to get some people for that.
Yeah, we have people.
Fine.
People.
Okay, so did you get somebody that wrote in? A guest kvetch.
We have
that wrote in.
Okay.
From one of our listeners. You're probably wondering how we have listeners since our first episode. That's a good question.
Well, you're right. I mean, I wanted to promote the podcast right away, and somebody actually said I have a question about that.
Don't you think that that's one of the best things about our podcast? Everybody has a kvetch to share. Everybody. We all have kvetch. Kvetching is such an innate human thing. We want a kvetch, want to share a kvetch. If you have a kvetch internally, you want to share it, right?
Okay. So that's the lead into the...
Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay. So here's here's the question. I shouldn't say that.
Kvetch. Is it a question? A question? A question? Or is it a kvetch?
I'm curious how they recommend venting. I guess they is us.
The rabbis are the great kvetchers. Are the great kvetchers? How do they do it?
You got to do this thing. They recommend venting when something is really weighing on you. Okay. For example, someone in the community does something to hurt or annoy you, and you feel like you need to process that. How's that? I mean, how do you...
Is this a how question or a why question?
Well, I mean, somebody, whatever, doesn't say hello to you, or you didn't get invited to their house for Shabbos lunch or something like that.
Oh, those are great.
Oh my gosh.
Great grounds for kvetching.
Right.
I mean, I don't even need a reason sometimes, but those are reasons for sure.
Okay.
You didn't get invited to Shabbos meal?
You get offended?
Me?
Yeah, you get offended if the Weggles don't invite you. You go, oh my God. No, to yourself. You go, well, how come you?
Are you asking me?
Well, I mean, maybe you call it a hypothetical. I mean, you can say that.
I've never not gotten invited, so I wouldn't. It is hypothetical. Okay, but wait a second. What about you? I'll ask you back. When someone doesn't, they don't include you in a nice Shabbos meal invitation. How do you feel? Do you want to kvetch about it? Does it before the kvetching comes out? What's going on inside? Is there an inner kvetch that is ready to emerge or not?
Well, first of all, it's a weather thing. So if
it's cold or warm?
If it's cold and you don't invite us, I'm okay with that. Okay? You know what I mean? You get that?
You don't want to schlep out.
But if it's today we're having 70 plus degrees and then happen to be on a Shabbos and you don't invite us, I'm like, well, the weather's nice. We could have come over. So is that kvetching? Yeah. I mean, so what do you do with that?
What do you do with that? Yeah. This is a good question. So we've got a case.
Okay.
So hypothetically, it's a beautiful day out, and Howard would like
an invitation.
An invitation. Didn't get one.
But we didn't get.
And so there is. So what do you do? So there, we'll ask the.
So we're just two people. I mean, it's just kids are.
Yeah, but we're subject matter experts. We have a podcast on this subject. We have a famous podcast called Let's Kvetch. So we're not just two people. We're experts on the topic.
No. I was.
So what I'm saying is, how does it make you feel? Do you have an inner kvetch that's bursting to get out of you, or not so much? I think this is a great place to start.
Yeah, and who do you share it with?
Who do you kvetch to?
Yeah, who do you kvetch to?
I think my microphone went out. All right, I don't know if the people can hear me. I hope so. So
you want to just hold this, or?
Yeah. So you're saying you have a kvetch.
Does that work?
Works for me.
Okay.
I was going to kvetch about my microphone being out. You got the microphone.
Well, this is your equipment. So I mean,
I gave you the good ones.
No, but if you had been prepared,
yeah. So what I'm saying is like this: if in the grand scheme of things, the first thing that a person who wants to be a good kvetcher should be thinking about is what's going on inside before the kvetch comes out. Now, I'm assuming that a person who wants to be a good kvetcher. So maybe I shouldn't jump the gun with that. A person who wants to be, accomplished kvetcher.
Well, is it coming from? Where's it coming from? Is it anger or jealousy or some other? What is the motivating? I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but how does that come about? That you want to kvetch.
Note for the future. Let's get a psychologist on the show, and let's start to see what psychology has to say about the needs.
Okay, so any psychologists out there that want to
write in on that chat, which we have to make.
Right. And
when there's a chat, or you could also go to mykvetch@cleanspeech.com. You can send us an email. Mykvetch.
Well, are you sure that's working?
Want to do this? Let's Kvetch.
No. I mean, did you set it up, or you just made that up?
I'm gonna set it up.
Oh, you're going.
Well, I'm gonna. It's the first episode. Give me a break. I will set it up. Let's make it. I don't like My Kvetch. You think My Kvetch is good or Let's Kvetch? No. Let's Kvetch has an apostrophe. People will be able to do it.
Yeah.
Let's do My Kvetch. I think My is always because people are very interested.
Take some ownership of that.
People are self-centered, so they like my this, my that.
That's kind of rough. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do mykvetch@cleanspeech.com. We'll make an email. You can email us, and you can.
I mean, it's not up yet. It's not. By the time you see this, it's going to work. It's going to work.
You realize we're standing in a room talking to nobody, right? Just having a good time, imagining that somebody's going to watch listen to this podcast and watch it. So if you can,
when we replay it, I'm going to just be on the floor.
This podcast is going to be found on all your favorite podcasts,
wherever you listen to podcasts,
YouTube and Spotify and all the podcast places.
Right, but you need to tell your friends,
or else how will the world of kvetching really grow and grow?
Right, and then and at some point we'll have a sponsor.
Sponsorship's a good idea. Wah wah wah. Ernie and Bert used to have a program he used to love called the Wide World of Pigeons.
I don't think I remember.
So this is gonna be the Wide World of Kvetches.
No, you're changing the name.
You're not holding the mic near me. Trying to stand me up.
Okay, that's fine. You hold it.
Fine.
Okay. It's your.
So
okay, what did we accomplish so far?
The point was we want to get down to the roots of kvetching. We're really just, as far as I can see, we're just laying it out.
This is the groundwork for kvetching.
Laying the foundation for some good a building of kvetching. a colossal,
But
you know,
did we
like a
answer the question?
skyscraper.
Did we answer the question?
What was the question again?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the reader's question about.
the reader's question.
Can you read it again? Read it again.
Okay. Okay. I'm curious how they recommend venting when something is really weighing on you. For example, someone in the community does something to hurt or annoy you, and you feel like you need to process that.
Whew. That's a real thing.
Okay. So that's that could be a rabbinical type question, and you went to rabbi school. So
here's some guidelines. Okay. Here's some guidelines for our wonderful first question on the podcast, which is,
wait, sorry, is this addressing kvetching in general or just that specific?
Well, I think it'll address the question and give us some takeaway guidelines on kvetching in general, which is what we're here for, right?
Right.
All right. And that is this. There's a general rule, the most specific general rule about kvetching is that you have to be careful not to cause harm
right to another
by your words.
Right.
So if you're
that falls under the title of
the rubric of clean speech.
No, that's not what I was getting at. Lashon hara, and then specifically honest devarim.
Honest devarim. Okay, 2 concepts in the clean speech dictionary.
Yeah, there is such a thing. We're going to get. Yeah,
we'll get there. Put it on our to-do list. Yeah. Okay. But in the clean speech playbook, we have to avoid lashon hara and honest devarim. So whatever we do, whenever we're kvetching, we still have to avoid those things.
For sure.
However,
okay.
Here's the good news for the kvetchers amongst us.
Okay.
Here's for us kvetchers.
Yes.
We can say that. Can I say that?
The 2 of us?
Us kvetchers.
Well,
and our studio and everybody else.
We're a part of the community now.
That's it. We're a community of kvetchers. Right? We're a community of kvetchers. You're you, dear listener, are one of our community of kvetchers.
Right. It's a big community.
And in this community, what we have to be careful about is we're not going to kvetch in a way that's going to cause somebody harm. So what are some ways to do that? I know you have a suggestion. What's one of the best ways to kvetch about something that somebody did to you in the community without causing undue harm in the community?
Oh my gosh. Well, not kvetching.
You could just not kvetch.
Okay,
but that's...
all right, but if you're going to kvetch...
No, we're not going to not kvetch.
No, so you're right. So
we need to process this.
Right. So not to say a person's name.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Not to say a person's name.
I got that.
So let's say, for example, you got one right.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, what you're saying is,
yes.
I'm quoting you.
Thank you.
What I'm saying to you is, if a person has a good kvetch and they need to share it, because expressing this thing that needs to be kvetched about is part of the healing process of dealing with annoying people in the world and irritations and all those things that are upsetting to us.
Okay, so I go to you and I say, okay, so and so did this to me the other day.
Yeah,
I don't mention any names.
Right?
Is that okay?
You mean you actually say so and so?
I just say so and so.
Hilik Ubilik, Ploni Almoni, Joe Schmo.
Okay.
You don't say the name.
Don't say the name. Use those insertions that you just gave.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay.
That's okay, because nobody's reputation is going to be damaged. Nobody's going to get upset back with you.
Right.
There's a real but
let me ask you this. So if I say so-and-so, don't literally say so-and-so, and I give you the scenario, and in your mind, you're trying to think, oh, I wonder if it's this person. So how do you address that?
You're saying I'm the listener in the story.
You're the listener.
I'm listening, and
but I say so-and-so, and I give you the scenario, and you go, oh, I bet it's...
And I guess who you're talking about.
Yeah, or you're thinking it. So did I do something wrong?
That's a highly technical kvetching issue.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's part of the scope of this.
Beyond the scope of the... that's a good question.
But you can send that question in for sure. And, one of us will get back to you.
Who's the one of us in this case? You're going to do some homework here.
One of us has a title. The other one... Yeah.
We're going to...
the one in the suit.
Okay. The technical issue of those, that's good for the people listening to us on the podcast.
Yeah.
You're not the one with the suit.
No, I'm concerned about it. Okay. All right.
if you should if you're going to kvetch to someone,
Yes.
to process, and you're not going to use the name, which is going to be helpful. That means you can tell.
I'm sensitive to that.
Yeah, you're not going to use the name of the person who caused this anxiety.
Okay.
To your therapist.
Yeah.
You're just going to talk and say it over without a name, without using the name of the person who caused you the problems, right?
Yeah.
You should also try to make it that the listener cannot discern the identity of the person. Even though you don't use the name, you should also make sure they can't figure it out.
But is that okay? So, but I want to kvetch. I mean, that's okay. I mean, doesn't that make me feel good? I'm kvetching because I want to feel good.
I probably should question. I should question that your postulate there. Does kvetching make you feel good? We should ask the studio audience. This is a great question for those who are listening or watching on YouTube at letskvetch.com.
We're going to set that up.
We have to set that up.
We're going to have that.
Wherever we are online one day, we have to ask our studio audience, does kvetching make you feel good? How do you feel about kvetching? Is it a relief? Is it just an outright pleasure? Is it something you look forward to? Or is it something just happens and you wish it didn't happen after, you feel icky afterwards?
Good question. No,
well, I would like to get some data from our community of kvetchers that we're creating.
Okay, beautiful.
We are all in this together. We are kvetchers, It's almost like Alcoholics Anonymous. Hi, I'm Howard Wedgle and I'm 80 years old and I'm a kvetcher. But I'm just kidding about the age thing. Whatever. I'll speak for myself then. Okay?
Please do so.
I'm a kvetcher. I can admit, you have to, there's
but I've known you a long time, and you're not really a kvetcher. I mean, you can say I'm a kvetcher because we all know that, but
because I still have some work to do to grow into the title.
Right.
You'll be the senior kvetcher correspondent. I'll be your junior on this.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll go with that. Where were you?
What?
Where were you? I interrupted.
I forgot. What I was saying is the following.
And then we can. Yeah,
we need to get some. We need to be.
And again, if there's anybody out there who wants to sponsor this segment, don't forget. Don't forget that the email. Did we said the email yet?
MyKvetch at cleanspeech.com.
Yeah, you did. Okay, it's not set up yet, but by the time you see this, it'll be set up.
And then you can send in a donation.
And they
can sponsor an episode.
Yeah, sponsor.
They can sponsor.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about rates at this? No. Any
sponsors will be good at this point. And then we can, and then when you make a sponsorship, we're going to kvetch about it live on the air. So that it wasn't more. Is that the way to?
I mean, the first kvetch was I came here for this recording and there was like no food and I didn't get it. So I'm like, okay. All right. Okay.
I just want to make sure we had what to kvetch about on the first episode.
All right. Next time have Mike's though.
Okay. So we have a few questions for the listeners.
Hopefully
tell us how you really relate to kvetching. Do you like it? Is it a meaning part of your day, or is it something you're trying to get over?
This is not really cherry Pepsi. I'm drinking.
I told him he wasn't allowed to drink on the podcast, but he didn't listen. What are you gonna do?
All right.
Let me just leave with this. Close with this. And I think we're gonna call this a wrap. We're looking forward to hearing all of our community of kvetchers. We're looking forward to hearing from you, writing in, calling in, emailing. That the email address will be in the chat, and you can subscribe, follow, and we're going to have guest kvetchers on. We're going to have your kvetching questions. We're going to have a background of kvetching, history of kvetching, the art, the science, the magic of kvetching. We have a lot to look forward to on this podcast.
All right. I'm Howard Wedgle.
I'm Raphael Leban, and we're signing off. What's the sign off?
Well,
we need like a famous sign off.
I mean, we can't do that's been used. What do you mean a sign?
Like words that to say the end of podcast. Use like something like, and keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars. Remember that?
No,
that was Casey Kasem when he used to do the rock and roll 500. Casey Kasem sign off. Yeah, fine. See, you're not so old.
We
have to sign off something about kvetching.
Write in and stop complaining.
Stop complaining?
Well, okay. Let the complaining begin.
Let the complaining begin. Here we go. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Let the Wait, should we say kvetching? Let's say,
Well,
we're not going to translate kvetching into complaining. What do you say?
No,
Let the kvetching begin.
That's right. That's right.
Let the kvetching begin. Thanks for being with us today on the first edition of Let's Kvetch. Let the kvetching begin.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's Let's Kvetch, where mindful speech and wisdom always stretch. Rabbi Raphael, Howard on the mic, dropping Torah gems, everyday insight. Let's Kvetch, let's not forget. Choose words wisely, no regret. Guard your tongue, learn the flow. Jewish vibes on the podcast, let's go. From Lashon Hara to keeping speech kind, every syllable affects the divine. Pause before you speak, breathe and reflect. Every day my Vaughn earns respect. Howard's got the laughs, Rabbi keeps it deep. Lessons on the lips for your soul to keep. We're talking truth, talking shalom by it. Heart stays soft when the tone stays quiet. Let's Kvetch, let's not forget. Choose words wisely, no regret. Guard your tongue, learn the flow. Jewish vibes on the podcast, let's go. Rhythm of the mitzvah, speech is gold. Lesson in restraint, let the story unfold. No gossip, no hate, keep the temple clean. Listeners engaged in that mindful routine.